Hello students, this is Dr. Swati Bidkar. I am going to teach you the introduction about MS PowerPoint. So we will understand how to get started with PowerPoint 2010. We will also try to understand how to start PowerPoint 2010 application in simple steps. To access PowerPoint, you must have Microsoft Office 2010 installed in your PC. Only Office 2010 Home and Student, Home and Business, Standard, Professional and Professional Plus packages have PowerPoint included in them. Other packages may have a viewer, but you cannot create presentations with them. Now we'll start. So to start with, you have to click on this start button from the main menu. Then click on all programs. Here you can see all programs. Then you click on Microsoft Office from the sub menu and click it, and then you go to Microsoft PowerPoint 2010 from the sub menu and click it. This will launch the PowerPoint 2010 application, and you will see the following presentation window. This screenshot shows the various area in a standard PowerPoint file. It is important to familiarize yourself with these areas as it makes learning and using PowerPoint easier. So the first point is File tab. So this tab opens the backstage view. This one opens the backstage view, which basically allows you to manage the file and settings in PowerPoint. You can save presentations, open existing ones and create new presentations based on blank or predefined templates. The other file related operations can also be executed from this view. Next one, this whole thing is called as ribbon. Okay, so ribbon contains three components, that is tabs. So these are the tabs, different tabs. Then these are the tabs, this is tab line. Then groups, this is first group like clipboard or slides, font, paragraph. These are the groups, and each group contains commands. Like in clipboard there is paste command, cut command, copy command, format painter, etc. Okay, so these are the commands. So that in tabs there are like different tabs like home, insert, this one, design, transition. Group is already I have told you about clipboard, slides, etc. So that this is the title bar. The first line is called as title bar. So it is the top section of the window. It shows the name of the file followed by name of the program, which in this case is Microsoft PowerPoint. Then next one is slide area. This one is slide area. This is the area where the actual slide is created and edited. You can add, edit and delete text, images, shapes and multimedia in this section. Next is help. See, this is help menu, question mark. Okay, so help icon can be used to get PowerPoint related help anytime you need. Clicking on question mark opens the PowerPoint help window, where you have a list of common topics to browse from. You can also search for specific topic from the search bar at the top. Next one is here zoom options. See, these are the zoom options. Okay, so this control lets you zoom in for a closer look at your text. The zoom control consists of a slider that you can slide left to or right to zoom in or out. You can click this minus, see here, minus and plus buttons to increase or decrease the zoom factor. The maximum zoom supported by PowerPoint is 400%, and the 100% is indicated, see here, uh, in the middle. So this is the mark in the middle which shows the original size, that is 100%. Then next is slide views. So these are different slide views. The group of 4 buttons located to the left of zoom control near the bottom of the screen lets you switch between PowerPoint views. The first one is normal layout view. This displays page in normal view with the slide on the right and a list of thumbnails to the left. This view allows you to edit individual slides and also rearrange them. Next is C, the second one. This one is a slide sorter view. This displays all the slides as a matrix. This view only allows you to rearrange the slides but not edit the contents of each slide. Third one is reading view. This one is like a slideshow with access to the window taskbar in case you need to switch windows. However, like the slideshow, you cannot edit anything in this view. Okay. Then next is, see here, notes section. Okay. This section allows you to add notes for the presentation, and these notes will not be displayed on the screen during the presentation. These are just quick reference for the presenter. Next is quick access toolbar. This one, okay, it is located under the ribbon. This toolbar offers a convenient place to group the most commonly used commands in PowerPoint. You can customize this toolbar to suit your needs. Next is slide tab. See this one. This is the slide tab. It is available only in the normal view. It displays all the slides. See here, all small slides here in sequence. You can add, delete and recorder slides from this section. Okay. Now the next, this is the ribbon which you can see in zoomed format. Okay. Next one is backstage view. This is the backstage view. Okay. So in Office Microsoft 2010, it is replaced the traditional file menu with the backstage view. Okay. This view not only offers all the menu items under the file menu but additional details which makes management of your files easier. Accessing backstage view, you can access it just by simply clicking on the file tab. You can exit this view by clicking the tab, means again the same tab, and you can also press escape button from the keyboard. Okay. The backstage view has 3 sections or pane. The first pane is, see here, the first pane is called as first pane. This is the command pane which consists of all the commands you typically find in the file menu for older versions. You also have the options menu which lets you edit the options on the program, like customizing the ribbon. Okay. So you can even customize the ribbon. Various commands under the first pane are described in the table menu. Okay. So see here, save as. Okay. It will allows you to specify the file name and the file type before saving the file. Next one is open, allows you to open new PowerPoint file. Close allows you to close the existing file. Then next is info, displays the information about the current file. Then see here, recent, list series of recently viewed or edited PowerPoint files. New, this one, new. will allows you to create a new file using blank or predefined templates. Next is print, allows you to select the printer settings and print the presentation. Then save and send, it will allow you to share your presentation with larger audience via emails, web, cloud services, etc. Next is help, it will provide access to the PowerPoint help. Options, allows you to set various options related to PowerPoint program. And last one is exit, closes the presentation and exits the program. Okay. Then second pane, this is the sub command pane. This will list all the commands related to the main command you choose in the first pane. Okay. So automatically only that will be available for you in the second pane. For example, if you select print in the first pane, you get to choose the printer and adjust the print setting in the second pane. You can also call it as a submenu. And third pane, this is the preview of file information page depending on the command and the sub command you select. This pane will either display the properties of the file or give you a preview of the file. Next is how to create new presentation. Okay, so PowerPoint offers a host of tools that will aid you in creating a presentation. These tools are organized logically into various ribbons in PowerPoint. The table below describes various commands you can access from the different menu of PowerPoint 2010. The first is Home. So it is a clipboard function, manipulating slides, fonts, paragraph settings, drawing objects and editing function. Second is Insert. It will insert table, pictures, images, shapes, charts, special text, multimedia and symbols. Third one is Design. It will set a slide setup, slide orientation, presentation themes and background. Fourth is Transition. These are the commands related to slide transition. Okay, transition means what? When you change the slide from first slide to second, the design or the formation which comes in between the changing of the slide is called as slide transition. Next is Animations. So the commands related to animation within the individual slide. It will ask you, so many animation options are available there. Slowly we will try to understand those. Next is Slideshow. So these are the commands related to slideshow, setup and previews. Next is Review. It will proof the content, language selection, comments and comparing presentation. And last one is View. So these are the commands related to presentation views, master slides, color settings and window arrangements. So besides these, depending on the objects selected in the slide, there are other menu tabs that get enabled. Okay. Now, how to add new slide? Okay. So here, see the steps. Right click in the navigation pane under any existing slide and click on new slide option. Okay. So here you will get, see, right after right clicking you will get this menu and then click on new slide. Step 2, the new slide is inserted. You can now change the layout of this slide to suit your design requirements. Step 3, to change the slide layout, right click on the newly inserted slide and go to the layout option where you can choose from the existing layout styles available to you. You can follow the same steps to insert a new slide in between existing slides or at the end of the slide list. When we insert a new slide, it inherits the layout of its previous slide, with one exception: if you are inserting a new slide after the first slide. Okay, the subsequent slide will have the title and content layout. You will also notice that if you right click in the first step without selecting any slide, the menu option you get different, although you can insert a new slide from the menu too. Okay, next is, so this is how new slide get inserted, and here you will get slide layout styles. So these are the different layout slides. So here you can add title, add picture in it, insert picture, or if you want only title, then you can select this layout. Picture with caption, you can select this layout. So this is how you can add slides in it. Okay. Next is adding text in boxes. Okay. So PowerPoint allows users to add text into the slide in a well-defined manner to ensure the content is well distributed and easy to read. The procedure to add the text in PowerPoint is just click in the text box and start typing. Okay, the text will, so you can here just click and start typing. It will follow the default formatting set for the text box, although this formatting can be changed later as required. What changes is the different kinds of content box that support text in a PowerPoint slide. Okay, so this is the title box. It is typically found on slides with the title layout in all the slides that have a title box in them. This box is indicated by click to add title. Next is subtitle box. So this is found only in slides with the title layout. This is indicated by click to add subtitle. See here, click to add. So automatically its font and size is lesser than the main title. Okay, and the content box, this is found in the most of the slides that have a placeholder for adding contents. This is indicated by click to add text. Okay, as you can see, this box allows you to add text. See here, text as well as non-text content, that is picture or chart or graph, etc. So to add text to such a box, click anywhere in the box except on one of the content icon in the center and start typing. So except these, you can click anywhere to add text in it. Okay, so this is how you can add. Okay, this is not a default content box available in PowerPoint, but you can create it using Slide Master if required. It is also indicated by click to add text. The only difference between text only box and the content box is that former only supports text in the content area, but otherwise it can even allow us to add picture in it. Next is adding new text boxes. Okay, see here, newly inserted. So this will allow you to add new text boxes in a slide. So you can have your own text box inserted. You have to go to insert menu and insert text box in it. Most of the standard layout come with the text box option. As mentioned in the previous chapter, text boxes will have click to add text as the default text. And so step 1 is click on the text box icon in the home ribbon under drawing section. So either you can go to home and then go to drawing section and then you can add text box in it. Okay. Step 2, you get the insert box cursor that looks like an inverted cross. Step 3, click to insert a text box. You can now start typing directly into the text box. And fourth one is, alternatively you can click and drag the cursor without releasing the click to create a text box. So the size of the text box can be adjusted by selecting one of the edges marked by the square corner here. So these are marked by circle. So you can adjust the text box size as well, and then start typing here in the text box like this. So these are the corners and edges. So by adjusting this, you can adjust your text box according to the size of the text, or if you keep on typing, automatically the size get changed. Like this, presentation 2. Okay. Now, if you want to delete the slide, you can delete it by like go to normal view and then right click on the slide to be deleted and select the delete option, delete slide option. Automatically it will get deleted. So otherwise you can go to slide sorter view and go to the slide sorter. You can right click on the slide to be deleted and then select delete slide option. Alternatively, you can select the slide and press delete button. Okay. So, and slide rearrangement is like you can just drag and drop your slides. So automatically it will be rearranged. So select the slide to be moved like this. Okay. Left click on the slide and drag it to the position in the sequence where you want to place it. PowerPoint will indicate the insert position with a line in between existing slides. And when you get to the right position, release the left click button to insert the slide. Alternatively, you can also cut the selected slide and paste it back in the sequence like this. Okay. So here you can paste it. Okay. And next is, so automatically it will be placed where you want. And this is the slide sorter view. Okay. So for this, if you want to see all 4 or 6 or 8 slides at a time, select the slide to be moved, then left click on the slide and drag it to the position in the sequence where you want to place it, and it will show you the inserted position with line in between like this. See, this is the line in between. Okay. And then when you get to the right position, release the left click to insert the slide. Alternatively, you can also cut the selected slide and paste it back in the sequence below. Okay. So this is how you can paste it and see whether it is pasted correctly on the correct position. And by using slide sorter view, you can check all the slides at a time, or 4 or 6 or 8 slides at a time. So thank you for your kind attention. Thanks a lot.